Hey there, this is Sam Flegal, and I'm going to be talking about the painting process for my painting Kitchen Hoedkin. Now you might be asking, what is a Hoedkin? Well, a Hoedkin is a house spirit, and I'm doing a series of painting that takes old folklore house spirits, those little gnomes who help with your shoes or with your kitchen, and bringing them into a modern setting. So this little fella is going to be a brownie who helps out in the kitchen. Specifically, he helps make brownies. So Kitchen Hoedkin, or the Brownie. To start off, I printed out my sketch on just a regular sheet of paper, and then I start putting charcoal or Conte crayon on the back. And this is in order to transfer it onto the board that I'm going to work on. For this section, I also have the camera strapped to my head so you can see exactly where I'm looking. So take a little bit of tape and then just put it right onto that board. Then I'm going to take just a regular ballpoint pen. You can see it's a pen I got from a hotel. And the reason I like that is because when you press down, it makes the lines very even, and it's also easier to see exactly where you've drawn. And you can see I keep flipping up the paper in order to double check and make sure that my drawing is coming through, and it looks like it's coming along quite nicely. After finishing the figure, I'm just going to quickly go in and trace over those background details of the oven and the brownies, and get all that stuff taken care of. And then once all that's done, I'm going to double check to make sure that everything's transferred, and yeah, looks good. Next up, I'm going to come in with ink. I'm using sepia toned or brown ink in order to plot out my values. And you can see I have my iPad next to me with the reference photo on it, which is a trick that I've recently started doing, and I really like the ability that the iPad to load up reference and kind of bounce around between different references. So there you can see a particularly goofy photo of me in an apron in my kitchen. I'm often the reference for different characters, mostly because I'm the easiest to get and I'm willing to make stupid faces. So you can see here, it's really quite simple, just coming in and understanding the tones and the values, and establishing those things from tracing the quick sketch over. And you know, a lot of the foundation of the painting is happening here. One of my goals with these Hoedkin pieces is to do them all in one pass. So there's not like a detailed drawing or particularly like a value study or a tonal study. I'm just doing it right here. And once this ink is done and dry, I'm going to come back and I'm actually going to paint right over the top of this painting. And so I don't do all my paintings this way. This is a technique I developed specifically to work in one pass, and it works really well with smaller paintings. With larger pieces, I often have to plan quite a lot more, just because if multiple figures or more things involved. And you can also see now my other reference where I took a Woody doll from the movie Toy Story that my daughter had and actually set it on the oven. I actually made brownies in order to stage for the photo shoot. It is important to sacrifice for your art, and of course after the photo shoot the family and I enjoyed the brownies. And so that is actually my oven in the background, and that's part of what's important about these pieces to me, is that they have modern settings even though they're classic characters. Final phase of the painting, I go in with acrylic. Here's my acrylic palette, where I've loaded up 3 colors: yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and raw umber. And then I start mixing in order to get just a few different tonal variants. And then I start blocking it in. Just going in, you can see it's very wet. I come in and clean some of that out. Just putting different water spray on there, flicking with the toothbrush. My goal here is to create textures. That's the purpose of acrylic. I like the way that you can add and then pull it right back out again if you're quick. So that's it for getting started. Up next, I'll show how to prep the board and get it ready to receive the oil paint. But for now, I'm Sam Flegal. Hope you enjoyed it.